They were smarter than we think. In forgotten corners of the world, ancient hands built machines that defy logic, forged metals purer than anything modern science could replicate, and shaped artifacts that whisper of lost knowledge. Yet, every time humanity gets too close to the truth, history covers it in dust or fire. From Rome to Egypt, from the jungles of Mesoamerica to the mountains of Peru, impossible technologies keep surfacing. And no one can explain them. Why? Because some discoveries were never meant to be understood. They were meant to be hidden. Every era believes it stands at the peak of human achievement. We send probes to Mars, build quantum computers, and manipulate atoms as if we were gods of our own design. Yet, buried beneath our feet, ancient stones mock our arrogance. They whisper of technologies that shouldn't exist, alloys that shouldn't have been forged, lenses that shouldn't have been shaped, carvings that shouldn't have been carved depict machines that shouldn't have been imagined. For centuries, archaeologists have called them anomalies, as if that single word could erase the question. But what if these were not accidents of time? What if they were evidence of something we lost? A forgotten chapter of human civilization erased by fire, flood, or fear. Tonight, we open the vault of history and look at 8 ancient technologies that still defy explanation. Each one is a crack in the official timeline. And together, they reveal a truth so unsettling, most historians refuse to even look at it. Number 1. The Roman Dodecahedrons. Across the ruins of the Roman Empire, archaeologists have unearthed strange bronze objects, 12-sided hollow shapes with perfectly symmetrical holes on each face. No inscription, no manual, no clue. Over 100 have been found across Europe, yet not a single ancient text mentions them. Officially, they're called Roman Dodecahedrons. Unofficially, they're one of the most confounding mysteries of antiquity. Some claim they were candlesticks. Others say they were used for measuring distances, knitting gloves, or even as toys. But the precision of their geometry suggests something more. An advanced mathematical instrument, perhaps linked to optics or surveying. When laser scans were performed on replicas, researchers discovered that the holes align in ratios similar to modern range-finding devices. So why has no museum dared to test the theory further? Because the implications are uncomfortable. If true, it means the Romans possessed a technology of precision optics 15 centuries before Galileo. Instead, the artifacts are quietly displayed behind glass with vague labels, purpose unknown. Maybe ignorance is safer. Maybe the truth would force us to rewrite everything we know about Roman science. Number 2. The Ulfberht Swords. Between the 9th and 11th centuries, warriors across northern Europe wielded swords that shouldn't have existed. Blades so strong, so pure, they rival modern steel. Etched with the mysterious inscription, plus ULF BERHT plus. These Viking-era weapons defied the limits of medieval metallurgy. While most blacksmiths of the time struggled with brittle iron, the makers of Ulfberht used crucible steel, a technique requiring temperatures over 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit, far beyond what any known forge could reach in that era. The metal contained almost no impurities, producing blades of unmatched flexibility and sharpness. Modern metallurgists have tried to replicate the process and failed. Where did the knowledge come from? Some suggest trade with ancient Persia, where Damascus steel was born. Others whisper of a lost northern guild, guardians of a technology too powerful for its time. Yet after the 11th century, the technique vanished without a trace. No writings, no apprentices, no forges. It's as if someone decided humanity wasn't ready for it. The Ulfberht Swords remain proof that technological revolutions can appear and then disappear, swallowed by history's selective memory. Number 3. Abydos Carvings. Deep within the temple of Seti I at Abydos, Egyptologists discovered something that should not exist. Carvings that appear to depict futuristic machines. Hidden among hieroglyphs over 3,000 years old are images resembling a helicopter, a submarine, and even a jet plane. Officially, scholars claim it's just a trick of overlapping hieroglyphs. Ancient plaster chipped away, creating accidental shapes. But anyone who has stood beneath those carvings feels it. The precision is too deliberate. How could a civilization that never developed flight carve such unmistakable outlines? Some propose that the Egyptians possessed advanced mechanical knowledge lost after dynastic collapse. Others believe they were copying something they once saw, or something they were shown. Attempts to study or scan the reliefs in detail are curiously limited, and photographs of the site are tightly controlled. Skeptics laugh, but the carvings remain there, carved in sacred stone, quietly defying every historical timeline. Whether coincidence or revelation, the Abydos inscriptions whisper one haunting question. How could they imagine machines that would not exist for thousands of years? Unless memory, not imagination, guided their hands. Number 4. The Cochno Stone. In a quiet field near Glasgow lies one of the most mysterious artworks on Earth. The Cochno Stone. Carved over 5,000 years ago, its massive surface, almost the size of a tennis court, is covered with intricate spirals, circles, and geometric patterns that seem to map something, but no one knows what. Some archaeologists call them cup and ring marks, dismissing them as ancient art. Yet when researchers overlaid the carvings with modern star charts, uncanny alignments appeared. The spirals match constellations visible in the Neolithic sky. Were these primitive people astronomers? Or inheritors of a forgotten celestial science? The symbols also appear in distant places, from Italy to India, suggesting a global code once shared across continents. In 1965, authorities buried the Cochno Stone again, claiming they were protecting it from vandalism. But some suspect a different motive. To keep its secrets untouched, hidden from the curious eyes that might ask the wrong questions. What if it's not just a carving? What if it's a map, not of the stars, but of something beneath us? A memory carved in stone by hands that understood the heavens far better than we do. Number 5. The Sacsayhuaman fortress. High in the mountains above Cusco stands Sacsayhuaman, a fortress so precise it mocks modern engineering. Its walls are built from massive stones, some weighing over 300 tons, each carved with multiple faces that interlock perfectly without mortar. Not a blade of grass can slip between them. The Inca are credited with its construction, yet even they said it was the work of the gods who came before them. Modern engineers admit they have no idea how such precision could be achieved with no iron tools, no wheels, and no cranes. The stones have curved cuts, complex angles, and polished surfaces that fit like puzzle pieces, resistant to earthquakes for over 5 centuries. Laser scans show a level of geometric sophistication comparable to CAD modeling, but the question isn't just how, it's why. Why would anyone build something so over-engineered for a simple fortress? Some researchers believe it's not a fortress at all, but a vibrational structure, designed to channel energy from the earth itself. The official explanation avoids such questions, because if Sacsayhuaman was built using a forgotten technology, sound levitation, magnetic resonance, or something else entirely, then our understanding of ancient civilization collapses, stone by stone. Number 6. The Olmec magnetic heads. Long before the Maya or Aztecs, the Olmecs of Mesoamerica carved colossal heads from basalt, some weighing over 20 tons, with expressions of quiet power and mystery. But a few of these statues hide something even stranger: magnetic fields. In the 1970s, scientists discovered that certain Olmec heads have magnetic zones precisely aligned with their facial features, around the temples, cheeks, and lips. This wasn't random. The magnetic alignment was too consistent to be accidental. Somehow these ancient sculptors detected magnetic anomalies centuries before the compass was invented. But how? Official theories suggest they accidentally noticed stones that attracted iron filings. Yet the precision placement implies understanding, perhaps a lost knowledge of Earth's geomagnetic grid, or even a symbolic link between consciousness and energy. When modern archaeologists proposed deeper studies using magnetometers, funding was abruptly pulled. Today, the magnetic heads are rarely mentioned outside fringe circles. But if the Olmecs could manipulate magnetism intentionally, they may have tapped into a force science would not rediscover for thousands of years. A silent technology that could sense, heal, or communicate using the invisible heartbeat of the Earth itself. Number 7. The Greek fire. In the dark waters of the Mediterranean, an ancient weapon turned the tides of war. Literally. The Byzantine Empire's Greek fire could burn on water, cling to skin, and spread faster than oil. Entire fleets vanished in seconds, engulfed in floating flames that could not be extinguished. Eyewitnesses described it as if the sea itself had caught fire. The formula for Greek fire was a state secret, guarded so fiercely that even modern chemists cannot recreate it. Some theories suggest petroleum mixed with quicklime or sulfur. Others hint at an early form of napalm. But tests fail to match the described effects. The key detail? Greek fire was reportedly launched through bronze tubes, flamethrowers, centuries before such mechanisms were invented. After the fall of Constantinople, the recipe vanished completely, never written, never rediscovered. It was as if its creators erased every trace. Was it divine punishment or deliberate containment of knowledge too destructive to exist? Perhaps the Byzantines unlocked a chemistry so advanced it bordered on the supernatural. Greek fire reminds us that even in the age of swords and sails, humanity had already glimpsed the terrifying power of science and learned to fear it. Number 8. The Lycurgus Cup. Hidden in the British Museum lies a single artifact that defies both time and science. The Lycurgus Cup. At first glance, it's just an ancient Roman goblet from the 4th century. But when light passes through it, something extraordinary happens. The glass changes color, from jade green to blood red. For centuries, no one understood why. It wasn't until the 20th century that scientists discovered the secret. The glass contains particles of gold and silver, measured in nanometers. Somehow, Roman craftsmen had created a form of nanotechnology more than 1,600 years before the word nano existed. Modern laboratories can barely reproduce the effect with precision, even using advanced electron microscopes. How could ancient artisans achieve this at a molecular scale? The official answer? Accidental contamination insults logic. You don't accidentally disperse nanoparticles evenly across molten glass. The Lycurgus cup is proof that ancient minds understood light, matter, and energy far better than we ever imagined. Yet its mystery sits quietly behind a museum label described simply as Roman glass. It's more than that. It's a message that the past was never primitive, only forgotten. Each of these discoveries, scattered across continents and centuries, shares one haunting pattern: the rise of knowledge, followed by silence. The Roman Dodecahedrons, the Ulfberht Swords, the Lycurgus cup, all signs of mastery far beyond their time, yet none left a written legacy. It's as if history was edited, each chapter of brilliance torn out of the human record. Why does it keep happening? Because power fears understanding. True knowledge does not serve empires, it threatens them. When a civilization rediscovers the principles that connect matter, energy, and consciousness, it stops being governable. Science, when free, dissolves control. The ancients may have known this, and so did those who erased them. Every destroyed library, every forbidden experiment, every artifact labeled unknown purpose tells the same story. Humanity is not progressing in a straight line. It's remembering. We rise, we awaken, and then something pushes us back into darkness. Today, We call it lost technology. But maybe it was never lost at all. Maybe it's been hidden, buried beneath layers of dogma, bureaucracy, and fear. The question is not whether ancient civilizations were advanced. The question is, who keeps resetting the clock? Because if these technologies ever return, if we remember what we once knew, then everything we believe about human history, science, and even power itself will have to be rewritten. Maybe the real mystery isn't in the stones, the swords, or the fire, but in us. Humanity forgets, not by accident, but by design. We destroy what we don't understand and worship what keeps us ignorant. Every buried artifact is a mirror, showing what we once were. Creators, explorers, architects of light. Perhaps these impossible technologies weren't gifts from the gods, but echoes of ourselves. From an age when spirit and science were one. We keep digging for proof when maybe the evidence lives inside the human mind, waiting to awaken. The past isn't gone. It's sleeping, beneath our feet, beneath our skin, and beneath the stories we were told to believe. History hides more than it reveals. The question is, how much longer can the truth stay buried? Subscribe and keep digging, because the next discovery might change everything.